Hello, let's get started with some maths. And this week we're going to be still thinking about one more and one fewer, but we're also going to be introducing the words before, after and between. Now I know we've been thinking about the numbers between a little bit, but today we're going to be playing a game where we've really got to think about the number that is between two other numbers. But before we start, let's have a look at our star words. So we've got one more, one fewer. There's our between. Then we've got before and after. Let's have a little think about what we did last week when we were finding representations for numbers that were 15 or less, and we spent a lot of time looking at old Mother Hubbard here and her dog and all of the things on her shelves and through her windows and her table and her chairs, and we found lots of things that were 2s or 3s or 12s or 13s, and we showed them on a number string or on a bead string, and we also showed them on a number line. So when we had 2 chairs, we showed it by counting 1, 2 beads, and then we could show it again by finding number 2 on our number line. When we had 12, I think it was cups, wasn't it? Do you remember we had to use all of one line of our beads and then some more of the second line? But on our number line, we could find it. There it was, 12. Well done. So that's what we were doing last week, thinking about representations of number. And we did them through pictures, through numbers on number lines, and through manipulatives or concrete representations of things. And I saw lots of you using sweets and nuts and cubes and teddies and all sorts of wonderful things. Right, let's have a little look at how we can apply our knowledge of one more and one fewer. That means use what we know. Right, today we're going to play a game. And for this game, you're going to need the number line, which I've sent you. You're going to need some blocks or something to count with. And you're going to need a coin, because we need to be able to toss a coin or throw a coin in the air and see whether we get the heads, which is the picture of the queen, or the tails, which is the picture of the number of what the coin is worth. Now, it doesn't matter what coin you get, you just need any coin. So I've got a 2p here, but you can have any coin you like. Now, in this game, the first job is to choose one of the numbers on the number line. Once you've chosen the number on the number line, there it is, we're going to say we've chosen number 10. We're going to make 10 cubes or 10 representations. So we're going to have a concrete representation of 10. So that's the first job. Once you've done that, you're going to take your coin and you're going to throw it in the air or just drop it onto the floor and see whether it lands on its head, so you can see its head, or whether it lands so we can see its tail. Now, if it lands on its head so that you can see the queen, we've got to add one more cube to our cubes. So, if we were on 10 and we had to add one more cube, we can say 1 more than 10 is equal to 11. Well done. Or 11 is equal to 1 more than 10. Good job. However, if you throw your coin and it ends up that you can see its tail, we've got to take 1 cube away. So if we're on 10 and we throw a tail, we've got to take 1 away. We've got to go 1 fewer. So we can say 1 less than 10 is equal to 9. So 9 is equal to 1 less than 10. Right, let's have a look at the game, see if we can play the game. So this tells you here how to play the game. But what I haven't explained to you is when we start by playing, so if, for instance, we chose number 10, just like we did on the other game, we're going to colour in the number 10 because we've chosen it. There we go, we've coloured in number 10. Now, if I happen to roll or throw a head, and I've got to go one more. What's one more than 10? One more than 10 is equal to 11. Well done. So 11 is equal to one more than 10. So I can colour in number 11 because that's equal to one more. However, if I had rolled a tail, one fewer than 10 is equal to 9. 9 is equal to one fewer. So I could colour in number 9 instead. So if you roll, let me take that one out because I rolled less, didn't I? There we go. So if you roll your coin and you get a head, it's going to be one more, and you can colour the number that's one more. If you roll your coin and it's a tail, you can colour the one that's one less. Now that's nice and easy, isn't it? And we're going to carry on until all of the numbers are coloured. Now it is easy, but there is some thinking that we've got to do. So let's have a look at my number track up here, and somebody's already started to play the game here. So I'm going to have a think about how I might win by finishing off all of the numbers. So here it tells me I'm going to choose number 1. Now number 1 is already coloured. So what do I hope that my coin will do? Let me get 1 cube, because remember we're making our concrete representations as well. So there's 1. Now if I roll a head, and I'm going to add 1 more, I get the number 2. The number 2 is already coloured. So I don't want it to roll a head so that I get to have 2, do I? Let's put that one back. I've got 1. I've chosen number 1. So I want a tails, don't I? So that I take away 1, because 0 is 1 fewer than 1. So then I could colour 0. Oh, excellent. That's another one done, isn't it? Brilliant. Right. Now this time I'm going to choose number 14. Now, what will I hope that the coin will do this time? Hang on, let's get 14. 1, 2. Remember, we can have it any way we like. 3, 4, any representation. 5, 6, 7, 8. Put 1 there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fantastic. Now, if I roll a tail, I get to take 1 away. So what's 1 less than 14? Let's have a look. 1 less than 14. Oh, 13. And that's already coloured. So I don't want to go 1 less. I want to roll ahead, look, so that I can go 1 more. Let's add 1 more, which takes me to 15. Brilliant. I can colour 15 and my number track is nearly finished. Well done. So we've got to look really carefully at whether we want to roll a head so that we can add 1 more, or whether we want to roll a tail so we can take 1 away. Now here's a tricky question for you. If I choose number 13, here's number 13, will I be able to colour any more? If I throw a head and it goes 1 more, can I colour 14? Because 14 is 1 more than 13. No, 14 is already coloured, isn't it? If I roll a tail, can I colour 1 less than 13? No, because 12 is already coloured, and 12 is 1 less than 13. Or 12 is equal to 1 less than 13. So I'm going to have to pick a number carefully. What would be the best number of the numbers I've got left to choose to make sure that I would be able to colour a number? Which would be the best number to choose? If I choose number 4, they're all coloured, aren't they? No good. If I choose number 5, oh, number 5. If I get a head and it's one more, I could colour 6. But if I get a tail and it's one less, I could colour 4. So that's a good one to choose. So 5 would be a good one to choose because it's got a space, one less than it and one more than it. And there's another number, look. This number here. What's this number here? Number 7. Number 7 would be a good number to choose because if I've got 7 cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I roll a head and I can get to have one more, that's 8, so I could colour 8. But if I've got 7 and I roll a tail and it's one less, so I'm taking one away, I've got 6, and 6 needs colouring as well. Brilliant. So when you're playing your game, think really carefully about solving the problem of which number would be the good number to choose. Right, well done. I hope you managed to colour all of your numbers in. Just before we finish our maths today, we're going to do a little bit more problem solving, and I'm going to give you a bit of a game that's my secret number game. So I'm thinking of a number that is between 0 and 15. Now it's very difficult if that's all you know about my number because it could be any one of those numbers. So it's really difficult to guess which one is my secret number. So I'm going to give you a little bit more of a clue. So my number is greater than 10, but less than 15. It's greater than 10, but less than 15. So what numbers are greater than 10 and less than 15? There's 10. Now 11 is greater, and 12, and 13, and 14. But it's less than 15, so it's not 15. So it's got to be one of those numbers there, hasn't it? It's got to be 11 or 12 or 13 or 14. Let's see if we can get 11. There we go. So it's one of those numbers. So I've made it much easier for you to guess because we've narrowed down my secret number to one of 4 numbers, but we still don't know which one it is, do we? So let me give you another clue. 4 triangles, there they are, have the same number of vertices as my number. Well, that's a tricky one because you need to know what a vertices is, don't you? What's a vertices? That's right. It's another name for corners, isn't it? So my number has the same number of corners as these triangles. So perhaps you know what 4 3s will be. Maybe you don't. Maybe we'll need to count. Let's see. Count those corners for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 vertices. Now, is 12 one of my numbers that is already in the thinking? It is, look. There it is. Number 12. Oh, that's no good. We don't want that, do we? We can't see our number. Let's see if it will. Let's rub out these ones and do number 12. There we go. That's better. Now we can see it, can't we? Number 12. Now let's just check that number 12 does fit all of our clues. So is it a number between 0 and 15? Yes, it is. Is it greater than 10 but less than 15? Yes, it is. And does it have the same number as the vertices of these 4 triangles? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, it does. So 12 was my secret number. Very, very good detective work. Maybe you would like to have a go at choosing a secret number and giving somebody some clues to see if they can find out which number it is you're thinking of. So begin by telling them the number it's between, then what is greater or less than, and then maybe another clue. Maybe you could say it's the number of legs that a dog has, or the number of sweeties in my bowl. So I look forward to seeing how well you get on making up secret number clues. Well done, and I'll see you all again soon.